What's poppin', gang? Today I'm going to be reviewing a preamp, the Neve 1073 preamp into the Apollo Twin X. What's poppin', gang? I'm 30 Kilobeats, and I just want to go ahead and show you guys external preamp that I just bought, the Neve 1073, paired with the Neumann TLM 103. Also, if you guys want me to mix your songs, I can run your vocals through this preamp back into the computer and make them sound a whole lot better. I bought this preamp because I really love the plug-in versions from Universal Audio. I thought it sounded so good and make my vocals sound so much better. So I just said, you know, why not just get the real thing? I did do a video about my vocal channel when I'm using Universal Audio stuff. I do have an update to that video, which is this one, and I do have a new interface, which is the Apollo Twin X. It sounds so amazing. I love it. I just want to show you exactly what you should do when you're plugging it into your Universal Audio gear. And one of the main reasons why I bought the Neve 1073 preamp is because it has a transformer in there. So think about this. The Neumann TLM 103 is a transformerless microphone. What that means is that there's a possibility that the signal won't be coming out clean. You know what I'm saying? There can be times when there's electrical problems or anything like that. You may hear little pops and little electrical components and stuff like that in your microphone. But even though it sounds great, because I've never really noticed it that much, but this microphone does not have a transformer in it. So the preamp does. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I highly recommend some of you guys who have a Neumann TLM 103 get an external preamp that has really good transformers inside to get a cleaner sound with your Neumann TLM 103. So I have this preamp here, and yes sir. Okay, so let me get back close to the mic. Okay, so this is my Neve 1073. You know, these are the levels at where it's at right now. Every time I talk, it has like a little level thing right there. If I get way too loud, you know, it'll go all the way up and go to the red if I get too hot. Yeah, so these are the settings I have right now. When I'm doing voiceovers, I'll probably leave the mic input to like 45 just to give me a little bit more gain. But when I'm recording, oh yeah, I'm definitely bringing that down to like a 40, maybe even lower, but like a 40 for sure. So yeah, go ahead and turn the highs up a little bit. The EQ is just so much more different than plugins, you know what I'm saying? Yes sir, got that turned up. Next is just like, I went ahead and dipped out around 4,500 hertz, and you can see that by adjusting this part right here. And I went ahead and dialed that down because for me, my vocals, I just feel like it just sounds a little bit robotic around that area. So I don't want any of that. So next is the low end. So it's kind of backwards, you know, the high end's up here and the low end's over here. So it's weird. Doing voiceovers, you know, you want your vocals to sound full. You know what I'm saying? You want the full spectrum on your vocals when you're doing voiceovers. But when I'm doing recordings for vocals and stuff like that, I'll probably suggest turning it down. I'll leave it at 200, but like turn it down to like here. Like probably like around there. You could probably hear how much it actually changed my microphone. So now it has less bass in it. You could turn it up all the way up. Sound like you Barry White. Turn it down. Now you Chris Brown. Okay, so and over here is the high pass filter. I feel like around 60 is like 60 to 70 is like a really good level for like vocals and stuff like that. So I want to keep that untouched. You know what I mean? Anything under 50, I don't want that. There's no point for me having that there. And then engage the EQ. You know what I'm saying? When I first got this preamp, it was not working for me. It was not working at all, and I had to turn this button on right here, which is, I don't even know. On the manual, it says that, you know, you turn this on and it'll be like the digital output. So I never turned it on, but I tried it. Everything worked perfectly fine. Yeah, I highly recommend you guys get one of these. So this is my microphone right here, and this is my interface up there. Microphone straight into the preamp, line level into the audio interface, which is not even an interface really. It's more like a console if you treat it right. So boom, now you have that understanding. On the channel input, you literally turn this thing all the way down. As you can see, it's literally all the way down. You don't need to turn it up, and that's how you somewhat bypass the preamps on the interface or just turn them off. You know what I'm saying? To get the cleanest signal possible is literally turning your input knobs all the way down, and then boom. All right, so now we're back on the computer, and let me just show you my actual channel strip. So as you can see, I don't have anything in my Unison. I would definitely put the Neve 1073 preamp in there, and when I put this in there with my interface already having the preamp, external preamp to it, it didn't sound that great to me. It lowered the volume and it started sounding digital. Let me just show you real quick. Oh, here we go right here. All right, mic Mic check, mic check. So now you see it's really low. It's not even as loud as it was before. I can turn it up a little bit. Mic check, mic check. Yes, sir, mic check. I don't know. What's the point of doing that when you can have the real thing and it sounds so much better? Okay, so now next thing I have is the SSL channel. This vocal chain is for doing voiceovers, and I'm gonna show you what I do for recording vocals in a minute. Also, when you're recording vocals through a universal audio interface, rethink the way how you think. Instead of just putting in effects and plugins just so you can hear it better, record those into your songs. You know what I'm saying? Treat everything that's in here like a real actual hardware. You know what I'm saying? If I was recording vocals or anything like a voiceover and I have all these plugins in there, I'm recording all this in there. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I mean? It actually sounds better when you do it like that. And Universal Audio, they actually prefer you to work like this.
Right. You perform through the effect. So I say to people, even if you don't record the effect, and you're leaving it in the monitor path in the console, so it's just in your headphones, you'll perform against the effect. It's like a brick wall that you lean against and it's doing a bit of this. And there's a reaction, there's an interaction that happens there.
Just actually record all your plugins into your DAW while you're actually, you know, recording. So, okay, so the first thing I got here is an SSL channel, and I mainly have this because of the gate. I really have this there because of the gate, because my computer, I have a Razer Blade laptop and the fans on this thing are super loud, but you can't even hear it, can you? No, you can't. So look, I have this really turned down because of, look, I have this turned down. Now you hear my fan, but turn this up. Now you don't hear it. Later on, I'm gonna get me an M1 MacBook. So if you guys wanna see that type of content where I'm unboxing it and putting it together and all that stuff, and subscribe to the channel. And studio tour coming soon, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever did a studio tour yet, but it's coming soon. So next I got the EQ plugged in just so I can just clean it up just a little bit more. You can see I got some mids dialed away, which is around like 300 hertz. You know, if I turn it up, you can see that my voice gets really muffled. So that's not a good thing there. So I'll go ahead and turn that down so it gets a little bit cleaner. So next I have, that's pretty much it. I probably boosted around 200 hertz, 2000 hertz, my bad, and turned up the high end just a little bit, but that's really it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. So next, let's go ahead and move on. This is like one of the most legendary combinations, a Neve 1073 preamp and this right here compressor, the Tube Tech. If you guys don't know, Drake recorded with this setup with the Neve 1073 preamp, this compressor. Future does it, a lot of people in the game. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not just have this whole setup here? So I highly recommend using this, and you want to make sure that the attack is in the 2 position, like on a clock. Imagine the clock is around here. So you want this attack to be in the 2 position and this release to be in the 10 position. I read the manual and that's the preferred way how to do vocals. Next is you want to make sure you turn this on to manual, because if you have this on like fixed/man, then it kind of adjusts the attack and release automatically for you and stuff like that. You don't want that on your vocals. You want to make sure you manually control that stuff. So boom, make sure you put it on manual. Next is just the threshold, adjust it to the way how you like it, of course. On your vocals, you want to have it at like at least 4 to 5 on a ratio. Anywhere other than that, you know, it may get a little bit too compressed, especially if you're recording your vocals with these effects on. You don't want it like too crazy, you know what I mean? Unless that's the sound you want to go for. You want your vocals to sound super compressed, that's cool. Let me know how this sounds. Does this sound super compressed or no? So yeah, now I have the output so I can turn it up a little bit higher. And if I was recording vocals, I would probably not have this so high. As you can see, it's like redlining right now. Now the only reason why, look, you can see that it's super high right now, especially when I get up on it. The only reason why I have it so high is because of when I'm recording, for some reason it's kind of low. I have an Apollo Twin X and Windows 10 computers. Normally people get cracking and issues and stuff like that with the sound. I got that working using a different program. So, but for some reason the vocal is just a little bit low. So I just have to turn it up, and boom, it don't even sound like it's like super loud. You know what I'm saying? And I highly recommend you guys get this compressor. It sounds really good. It sounds clean. And let's go ahead and move on to the next, which is this LA2A Legacy. I got the Universal Audio Heritage Edition, which comes with a bunch of different plugins, but this Legacy Effects one, this one is probably like the cleanest one that you can get as far as like an LA2A. And it actually comes with your gear for free. So I prefer to use this one over the other ones because this one has a cleaner sound and the other ones kind of adds distortion and stuff like that. So I don't want any of that in my vocals. I want to have a good, high quality, clean sound. So I just boosted it up to the point where I felt like it was loud enough to record a video for it. And boom, you know, turn down some of the peak reduction. And that's basically it, buddy. You know what I'm saying? This is my new vocal setup. So now if I wanted to record a song, now one thing I would do, I would probably turn down the output so it's not so loud. And then I would actually change this LA2A to an auto tune. So this is the auto tune that I would use. I just got this too as well from Universal Audio. I bought the Apollo Twin X at a certain amount of time, and it actually gave me some plugins and stuff like this, which is really great. Yeah. Okay, so it's on a little bit. So what I would do normally with this plugin, I would go ahead and turn on the classic mode. Now the classic mode is to get the emulation and the sound of the Auto Tune 5 version. Now a lot of people love that version because it had less pitching, it had less bending, and it just sounded clean. And I agree, it sounds so much better, especially when you sing, yeah. Especially when you sing. So let me go ahead and turn on the minor, goddamn, and turn up the tracking a little bit so it can be a little bit stronger. Especially when you sing, yeah. I love to sing. Okay, so yeah, that's what I would do. I would use this auto tune settings like this, like maybe like 1, turn up the tracking, and then the classic mode. Maybe even turn up a little bit of harmonizing, a little bit of that, and then boom, you got yourself a vocal. You got yourself a clean vocal. I would highly suggest that you guys record these effects into your DAW. I don't know, man, it just sounds so much better. Think of all these effects as real hardware, and this interface is not an interface, it's a console. You know what I'm saying? It's a new world console. You know what I'm saying? Think of your gear like that. I promise you, you guys will have better sound. Hopefully this video was able to help you. You guys stay safe, and remember, it's only a matter of time. Peace.